These are the most scumbag specs in the game. So Scum of the Earth, so far we have Augmentation, Frost Decay, Demonology Warlock, as well as BM Hunter, okay? So this tier list is for the most ethical specs in World of Warcraft. For the purposes of this video, we're gonna take Fistweaver, like we're gonna take Mistweaver at its worst, and it's a Scum of the Earth spec as a punch monk. Discipline Priests are definitely one we like. I do agree with that one. EU, Affliction is on EU for sure. Unfortunately, Ellie Shaman is a Scum of the Earth spec because of how many NPCs and robots play it, and how you use a conditional macro to do a lot of damage. You just hop around and do instant damage. I think Ellie Shaman is it's an unethical spec currently. Yeah, you know what? We could put Arcane at Scum. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think a Sub Rogue is also Scum of the Earth, if you ask me. For we'll put Assassination. I think is this isn't necessarily the strength of the spec, by the way. This is just how toxic the spec is. I feel like Fury is also like kind of gross. I'll put Fury as EU. Not necessarily Scum of the Earth, but I'm debating if Devastation should be or EU. I think like whatever. It's like, it's not, I think it's not good enough. It's like kind of toxic the way you win, but I also don't think it's good enough. All right, next up we have Arms Warrior. What do we think about Arms Warrior? Arms Warrior is a good person? No, fuck that, dude. I'll put it at Destro, I'll put Destro at Destro's at Fire Mage, I think, is also at I don't think Fire Mage is nearly as toxic as Arcane and Frost, personally. Enhancement Shaman is definitely in EU. I kind of want to put it at Scum of the Earth, depending on how many times it procs. Feral Druid is also Holy Paladin. Is Holy Paladin ethical? I feel like it's kind of ethical. It's not too, it's like a little annoying, I guess, maybe. Feral can be EU. Okay. Why is Frost Scum? It's because it's just that, like, Frost is Scum because all you do is run in circles and snare things, and you just win by rooting people and snaring them. Marks Hunter is a EU for sure. Holy Priest, I think, is Preservation Evoker, I think, good person. Resto Druid, EU. Resto Shaman, Ret Paladin, EU. Shadow Priest is You guys think Windwalker's Scum? I don't think Windwalker's Scum of the Earth. I don't think it is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it is. I think it's EU. It's definitely gross, but Havoc Demon Hunter is definitely an EU as well. What do we think about Boomkin? I think Boomkin was Scum of the Earth, but I think it's a pretty spec now. I don't mind it that much. I do think Unholy Decay is definitely there. What do we think about Survival Hunter? Is it a good person? An Outlaw is definitely EU. Is Survival a good person? Are there any good person specs? Yeah, I mean, so what for like Disc Priest? You're never like, when I fight a Disc Priest, I'm never mad. You know, like they have fear. You know, they just kind of do some damn and they do some healing and they're just, like, I never feel like I'm pissed after I've had a Disc Priest. You know? Sure, we can move them. It helps that Disc loses the game a lot. Well, it's not even about winning and losing. It's just like, I never feel mad after I fight a Disc Priest, you know? They're not just like annoying me and pissing me off the whole game and stopping me from playing my character. They're just like, I think that this is a really good tier list. Resto Shaman is kind of It might be, I think Resto Shaman could actually be moved up to EU, to be honest with you. It's kind of annoying. Actually, yeah, it's definitely going to EU. How is Survival a good person? Well, that's what I'm debating. I think it might not be. I think it honestly is just an You think you would put Resto Druid? Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking Resto Druid might be Scum of the Earth and Marks Hunter as well. And honestly, Enhancement Shaman is like this close to being Scum of the Earth. The more I think about it, the more I want to put Enhancement Shaman there too. But Windwalker, so the thing about Windwalker is it's very mediocre into some specs. Like Windwalker, in my opinion, is super mediocre into like Arms Warriors and Ret Paladins and any mage spec. But Windwalker is super oppressive against Warlocks and Shadow Priests and stuff. It's actually crazy how unfun it is to fight a monk. I like this. I think this is a good tier list. So basically, the moral of the story is, guys, if you play a Disc Priest or a Preservation Evoker, just know you're not a bad person unless you're queuing with an AUG. An AUG is, you're like, if you play with an AUG Evoker, you're just guilty by association, unfortunately. And then for the DPS specializations, the most respected DPS, I think, in terms of how annoying they are, I think that Warrior might move up to EU next patch. So we got Assassination, Arms Warrior, Destro, Fire, Holy Paladin, Holy Priest, Shadow Priest, Boomkin, Survival Hunter. And then the EU, it's kind of like, they don't always win, but they're really annoying to fight. Frost Mage, Affliction, Fury, Enhance, Feral, Ret, Windwalker, Demon Hunter, Unholy Death Knight, Outlaw, Devastation, Resto Shaman, Havoc. And then we got the Scum of the Earth specializations where you literally just make everyone have less fun when you're in the game. Literally. Like, the Scum of the Earth specs are basically every time you queue Arena, you make the game worse for other people. And I play some of these specs, but it's just the truth. Yeah, Augmentation Evoker is #1, Frost DK, Emo Warlock, a BM Hunter, Mistweaver Monk, specifically Fistweaver. I would actually put Casted Mistweaver at good person. So for the record, I would put Casted Fistweaver at good person. But Punch Monks absolutely make everyone in the game have less fun. Terrible. Ellie Shamans are all robots. Arcane Mage, disgusting. Subtlety Rogue, every time you lose to a sub-rogue, you feel like you hate yourself. Restoration Druid and Marks Hunters are all gross too, yeah. So yeah, this is my ethical tier list, guys. I'm curious if any of you guys disagree with this. And meanwhile, I'm going to queue Ogavoker just for fun. Surely nobody will get mad at this. I don't think anyone will disagree with me. Like, does anybody play one of these Scum of the Earth specs and they disagree with me? Come on. Resto Druids are scum. Listen, man, they just sit back and summon trees and drink all game. Like, they're definitely scum. Arcane Mage, come on, dude. Arcane Mage is so dumb. Listen, I play Arcane all the time, man. It's not like I'm anti-Arcane. I'm just saying, like, it's a bit toxic.